Hey, so this year I've been to many different concerts, and I felt like it would have been a waste to, not share all the experiences and, the stuff that I've gotten going to these concerts this year. And I think this is probably the most concerts that I've been to in 1 year. I think I've went to four concerts. So yeah, and I'm going to go from the beginning of this year and then go down to the one that I literally just came back to, which is the best one. But so first one was the Metalcore Dropouts second semester, which was Fit for a King and the Devil Wears Prada, and that show was very fun, very cool. I didn't get a VIP to go, meet the band and stuff like that, and I do encourage you all. This is something to think about before you like buy a VIP ticket. If you don't love the band, I probably want to get a VIP. Even though it's cool to get like autographs and signatures or whatever, at least for me, it kind of becomes, awkward where, you don't really have anything really to say and you don't really know the band that well. So you just kind of stand there and just watch the band members, get your autograph or get their autograph. But yeah, but either way, very cool show. I got this signed poster with all the Devil Wears Prada and all of Fifth Floor King. Fifth Floor King was the main band I really wanted to see whenever I went there. But I think a friend and I went to this concert to take my brother there, and he ended up not going with us, and we wanted him to like experience a metalcore show, but he didn't go, so and we wanted to go. So yeah, kind of probably my least favorite concert I went to this year, but overall it was fun. It was actually the first concert I got to see Avoid and Counterparts, which was the most interesting part of the concert for me. Avoid is, very fun. The lead vocalist is very, very funny. And, people go insane, like mosh wise with their music. And, people, either crowd kill a little bit or mosh, and they just go insane for, very silly music, which is so fun. And Counterparts is a band that I don't really listen to a lot of, and I know that there's a lot of like emotional connections with that band, with their lyrics, for a lot of people, which is something that I find very cool, which kind of creates a very unique like cult following depending on the band. But yeah, but Counterparts live is insane. I couldn't, like, if I was into Counterparts, it would probably be like the best part of the set. But they sound incredible. Their live set just sounds like, their studio material doesn't sound super heavy. I always kind of felt like their mix was always kind of, on the softer end of things, but still very heavy and groovy. But like in a live setting, their songs are just insane, just absolutely heavy, crushing, and yeah, devastating. It was very cool to see that band live, and also moshing to them was pretty freaking cool. But yeah, okay show. I honestly, it probably could have done away with not going, but it was cool. And unfortunately, we left while the Devil Wears Prada was in the middle of their set, because me and my friend, we weren't like the biggest Devil Wears Prada fans. Like, my other friend didn't really listen to them that much, and I knew who they were, but I wasn't super interested or invested with their music. So we left and went ahead and just um go back home because we had to do college stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, but the next show I went to was in February, which was the Silent Planet SUPERBLOOM show. That one was incredible for me because that was the first time seeing Silent Planet. And if you don't know, or you've probably heard me say this over and over again, that Silent Planet is my favorite band ever. I can probably go on and on about how the band has changed my life, and make me rethink a lot of different things. But it was a very, very big deal going to that show. And shout out to Lauren, some peeps that I met through the Silent Planet Discord that got me a ride. uh, I took a bus all the way from West Virginia to Columbus, and then the where the bus went to was the airport of Columbus, and then Lauren picked me up, and we went to the hotel to check in all of our stuff and put it in the hotel, and then we went straight to the show. And I got VIP, and it was incredible to see the VIP because the first songs that I get to see Silent Planet do live is Terminal and Shark Week. And Shark Week is probably one of my favorite songs from them. Lyrically, it really hits. And it's a song that not a lot of people talk about, which was very cool to have, those two songs be, or at least Shark Week, one of the first songs that, I experienced from the band live. But yeah, but overall the lineup was insane. Aviana, here I have a poster here. So it was Aviana, Johnny Booth. Johnny Booth is pretty insane. If you love like loath and hardcore music or shoegaze type stuff, this band, Johnny Booth, is like a fusion of that. And it was incredible to see live. Aviana, solid metalcore band, very, very heavy and very fun riffs. But Thornhill was incredible. I didn't expect Thornhill to like be that amazing because their studio material very cool, very fun. But hearing it live, the way that they kind of changed things up, and Jacob, innovating, changing the way that he does his vocal delivery or screaming in certain parts that he doesn't usually scream in studio. It sounded very, very fun and very, very neat. And I actually effed up my neck while headbanging to was it Coven or whatever, Coven. Um, but yeah, Thornhill is incredible. And then the main attraction to the show, Silent Planet, it was incredibly euphoric to be able to hear. SUPERBLOOM played from start to finish with I think they played Panic Room in the middle of it. And yeah, but it was an incredible show, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I got a signed poster from the band, which was awesome, which is something that you just get in VIP. And I got this deluxe, or not deluxe, it's just a vinyl that is special. It's a special variant, which is kind of like I don't know, like a blue lightning type thing. I actually hit my camera, but yeah, very cool overall. And it was awesome getting to meet Garrett for the first time and getting to hug him and tell him, your band is a very, very big deal for me. Sorry, I hit the mic again. But yeah, very, very cool experience. Took like over a week to get over and not be euphoric. But it was awesome, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. So throughout the past year or so, Idola became a very, very big band for me that has like grown on me, lyrically and musically. And as I've gotten deeper into the lyrics, I really got into, their older stuff. And for the past couple of months, for me, their older stuff is really starting to grow on me. I'm starting to find a liking to their older stuff. But throughout, towards the beginning of this year, I was really, really getting deep into, the Architect. And the Architect was like really opening up for me lyrically. And then then Idola started to release music for their next album, Eviscerate, which I checked out, and I was absolutely floored by it. And I wasn't really super floored by the two singles that they released. I guess I was very floored, with the first single, No Weapon Shall Prosper, or something like that. And then, that song was very, very cool, very new. Immediately, encapsulate, the new direction that they're going to go into. And then, you shall preserve or something like that. Your preserve. I don't remember the whole wording of it, but that song was okay. I didn't really love it at first, but whenever the whole album came out, I was just blown away by the diversity, the innovation, and a lot of just very good songs that just that whole album just had like all the music that like I love so deeply. And spoiler if you haven't seen my album of the year or my top 10 albums video, um the Eviscerate is most definitely my favorite album of this year. I there's no other album that has like floored me, and also longevities have held on to my mind. But for me and my friends who everyone kind of grew and really loved Idola this past year or so, we all really, really wanted to go to this tour that they started announcing or hinting, which was their Eviscerate Tour. And whenever we saw the tickets, we immediately ate it up, got the VIP, which was like the most important part. And it was just an incredible show. And if you know my channel at all, like Swancore is a big part of it. Me discovering Dance Gavin Dance and other Swancore bands was, the bulk of like what really blew my channel up, I believe, and I think. But it was very, very cool, seeing people like Kurt Travis, from previously a Dance Gavin Dance vocalist, and now he's in Royal Coda, which he was on this tour. And seeing him, he walked past my friends and I, skateboarding, which was very cool. Seeing Will Swan around, like all these like people. Not to say I idolize these people, it's just it's very cool being able to see like in person the people that make the music that I really, really love. But yeah, but then we went to the VIP section, which was like a coffee meetup thing or whatever at the venue, and being able to ask like Andrew and the band questions, which was very cool. The coolest thing was whenever I got my coffee or drink from Andrew, and I was actually going back a little bit. I lost my email to my YouTube channel for a bit, which also had the tickets to the Eviscerate Tour and my VIP. And I started emailing around people to, tell Andrew or get a hold of someone that can help me. And right when, the message came back from Andrew, I was able to get my email back. Super fortunately, that was a very, very scary time. Um, but yeah, but he actually, Andrew, whenever he was handing me his my coffee or whatever, he recognized who I was, which was super neat. And yeah, that was pretty wild. And also there was a lot of other people that knew who I was too, which was very cool. If you ever see me at a show, hey, like I'm down to talk, and talk music and stuff like that. It's not going to bother me. I know some people may be bothered by it, but I'm very chill about it. But yeah, it was very cool, meeting people that knew my channel and talking to them a bit, how they find it, and also talking about the music that they listen to and stuff like that. And yeah, the overall show was incredible and very, very hot too. It was a very, very small venue. The ceiling wasn't even that high in the first place. The AC was messed up. That no one was really getting air. It was very, very, very hot. And I had to make sure I drank a lot of water so I didn't like pass out or anything. I'm surprised no one passed out during that show. It was wild. But it was a very fun set list where there's a lot of the songs, that are very softer, on the softer end, and then obviously, the Eviscerate songs are very moshy, and everyone was going crazy for that, and it was just overall just a fun set list in general. And obviously, Royal Coda, Wolf and Bear, and the other person here, I have my poster here. Sandy Bronco. Sandy Bronco was interesting, a bit different than like Swan Court. But Wolf and Bear and Royal Coda was very solid. I honestly thought Royal Coda was super, super cool because how they do a lot of, improvising in the middle of like in between songs and stuff like that. That was very, very cool to see. But yeah, whenever I went to the VIP, there was a whole section where we were able to sign stuff, and I got this poster signed by the whole band, which is cool, super cool. And the nice thing also was being able to complete my vinyl collection of all of Idola's discography. The one thing I don't have is the Glass Elephant, but I have Genitera. I actually got this one at this show, and I have To Speak to Listen, and at that time I was carrying two vinyls uh to get signed, and this is pretty wild. This is like the best part of like my collection, I guess. But getting the Architect sign by all of them, and also getting Eviscerate signed too, which was pretty cool. And yeah, and then later this year I actually bought a lyric sheet of Caustic Prayer, which is nice too. That's probably one of my favorite songs. Lyrics really hit with me personally in many different ways, but overall that was probably one of the most like fun shows I've ever been to. But next, this show really I couldn't believe whenever I first heard that this show was going to happen, which is the one that I just came back to. I immediately started saving money to go to this because I had to travel from West Virginia to LA to go to this show, which was the Silent Planet 10-year anniversary show for The Night God Slept, which is a very, very important album for me, and I just couldn't miss it. I just couldn't. I would do anything to get to this show, and I ended up going to the show, which kind of scary. I think for some people, flying by yourself for the first time is very scary. At least for me, it wasn't. I was able to pick up on that pretty quickly. And then, whenever I went to LA, went to my hotel, it was a lot of money too. Just forewarning, like if you're going to go to somewhere like LA, dude, they're going to eat up your money. Hotel wise, be careful. And I didn't even realize this, but whenever you buy a hotel on an app, usually they take $100 deposit off of your account, and then they bring it back to you later. But that ate up a lot of my Uber money, which I had to get a little bit of money from my parents to make sure I'm not stranded in LA without being able to Uber around or go around. But either way, that show is very, very emotional for me because The Night God Slept is probably one of the most like important albums for me. Probably second, probably third most important, which was, or I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's hard to say like which album was more important, The Night God Slept or When the End Began, because those two albums I kind of went back and forth at the time I really discovered and really like Silent Planet. But the set list consists of Levi the Poet, which if you guys don't know, he's kind of like it's kind of in his name. He's a poet that puts his poetry in music, and it's not necessarily like rapping or anything like that, but it kind of feels that way in some way. And he kind of makes it cohesive, and his voice and the way that he projects his vocals and his voice is very, very neat. And definitely go check him out if you really love like the rapping and like soft spoken vocals over instrumentals. You may really like him. But the songs that he played, or the poems that he yelled, was very cool. Next was Earth Groans, which is a very fun, hardcore band, and just brutal. They kind of go back and forth, like music that is like very crowd killer, and there's some that are just very fun, bouncy metalcore riffs. Very fun band. And also the lead vocalist Jeremy, he's pretty popular on like TikTok, on Instagram Reels, doing covers and stuff like that. And he has a very, very nice and long mustache, which you don't really see that much anymore. But next was the band that I was kind of weirded out seeing them live in this set, and but now like I don't it doesn't really matter because I found their set amusing, which was Avoid, which was the band that I just seen the beginning of this year with the what is it called, the Metalcore Dropouts second semester tour. But Avoid is just very fun music wise, as I said before. And it was just very funny seeing, all the people doing wild, crazy stuff, crowd surfing. It was just entertaining to watch, which, I'm not into crowd killing or crowd surfing or anything like that, particularly because I'm 6'4" and I'm 300 freaking pounds, and I don't want to do that to anyone. But, the most important acts were Silent Planet and Phineas. And, next is Phineas after Avoid. And seeing Phineas live was quite an experience, being able to hear a lot of these songs that I love from The Fire itself. And some of their older stuff was very cool to hear. And it actually made me come back and listen to their older stuff too. But a lot of those songs really mean a lot to me. And, I really empathize with, there's certain, some of the lyrics and some of, the feelings and, the perspective that Sean has on life, which is very interesting, or at least the feelings that he's trying to portray is very interesting and very, relatable for me. But being able to hear all that live was very, very incredible. And then Silent Planet, the main act. So the set was Offworlder, Collider, Signal, Dreamwalker. I was actually kind of upset that they were going to play Anunnaki after Signal, but the transition from Signal and Dreamwalker actually works pretty well. And then they played Antimatter, and then they played their new song called Mind Frame, which is very fun. It fucks hard live, very cool. And then they played a older song called The New Eternity from their album When the End Began, which was very, very neat to hear. And the coolest thing about hearing that song live and then next song is The Well is that those two songs kind of go together and kind of cross referencing each other too, which is very cool. Silent Planet does this a lot where they cross reference music or lyrics between different songs and stuff like that, which is very cool. And everything is like intentional. But then after The New Eternity, they played All the Night That God Slept, which was very incredible or just very surreal to be able to hear a whole album like that live from start to finish. I couldn't stop crying during The Well and XXA Grave, which is probably my two favorite songs from that album, particularly because there's no other music that sounds like that and has a similar feeling. At least for me, there's something about those two songs that are so euphoric. to me, and also hard to listen to too, which, you know, the lyrical content, you know, hearing the context really, you know, kind of hurts a bit. But it was so incredible to be able to experience that set list. And I was actually able to scream during Wasteland, which is like the featured part. Um, which I forgot who features in that song on the album. I totally forgot. I don't remember. But it was very, very cool to be able to scream, you know, those featured lyrics um uh with Garrett, which was awesome. Probably could have gone on stage, but I didn't at the time. But I probably sounded very awful, but you know, it was just a very awesome moment for me. And unfortunately, I don't have the night God slept or everything was sound on vinyl because I just don't have it. But to make up for it, since you know a lot of original members were on it. Actually, one of I forgot his name. One of the original like guitarists that wrote the album um was there playing it, which was very, very cool. But me and a friend that I knew from, you know, Sound Playing Discord, that we met up and hanged out for a bit before the show. We actually, whenever we went to the merch table for Silent Planet, I was kind of sad that I didn't have anything to have signed or anything like that. And then I saw a wall flag, which was probably the most convenient thing for me, which was the wall flag that had, I forgot, the weird messed up looking bird thing, creature thing. I don't even know what it is, but it's in their first, not their first EP, but their EP before the Night God slept, I believe. Which featured some singles from, you know, Night God slept, and I just had to have it to get all the band members to sign it, and all the people that were there that actually featured an album. And another very cool thing is that the girl that features, and I think it's Tiny Hands, I believe. I believe it's Tiny Hands. Um, she was actually there and sung, you know, her part live for the first time ever, which was also a very special moment. But whenever I got the flag, I decided, hey, I'm gonna steal someone's Sharpie. I didn't steal someone's Sharpie. I asked if I can have it, and I got this flag signed with, yeah. But that's probably the coolest, you know, out of all like the signed stuff that I have, that was probably the coolest one to have. Um, the coolest one that I have for me because, you know, I have a lot of sentimental value for that album, and that show was very, very important for me too. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say in all the shows that I've been to this year. I don't know if I'll be making, you know, uh show reviews or anything like that. Um but if I do, in the end of the year, if I feel like there's a lot to share and I had some very, very good memories to, you know, share with you all toward the end of the year, I'll probably make another one of these. But I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any suggestions for future album reactions, please tell me down below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.